On this episode of the Best of Bias podcast is episode 240. We finally made it to the 240s. I feel like it's been a long ass time before we actually made it there. I feel like we've been in the 230s for like 6 years. Hopefully you guys can hear me better this time. I know last episode the audio is kind of messed up. I got a new camera and I was so excited to do so that I forgot to switch my audio over. Technical mumbo jumbo. You guys don't care, but I am back with a new episode. Me by myself, no AKA this time. But we can talk about a little bit of something. If you guys know sports, you know me, you know what team I be rocking when it comes to this NBA. Some devastating news, head coach and GM fired. So we'll talk a little bit about that, some NBA playoffs, NBA draft stuff, and then a lot of cinema corner. I'm watching some TV shows right now. Daredevil's going on, Devil May Cry, Netflix anime just dropped. A lot of stuff to talk about, man. A little bit of pop culture, Chris Brown, Breezy Bowl concert, music, get some music in there. I haven't talked music in a minute with y'all, so plenty of stuff to talk. What else do I got in here? I don't know. We'll get to it. It's episode 240, Best of Bias Podcast Lydell Dinero, and where that theme song at? You guessed it. It's right here. Let's get right to it. No more long talking. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What it do? Your boy is back on the solo tip. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I'm back by myself to bring you guys a brilliant episode in the 240s. We made it. Season 3, baby. 240s. It's going to be season 4 soon. But, we got to take baby steps into the new shit. But hopefully this looks better. I don't know, man. Last time I wasn't able to get everything 100% together. I told you I got really excited about the new equipment, and I kind of jumped in head first without my motherfucking swimming skills, and it sounded a little rough. But this time, I'm hoping it sounds better. The audio doesn't come strictly from the camera because I for sure didn't switch it last time. But yeah, let's talk about some shit, man. Firstly, I hope everybody's mental health is incredible. You know what I mean? Hope you guys had a good weekend, a good week. Whenever you listen to the podcast, thank you for pushing play. Anyways, no matter where you are, because you could have been anywhere in the world and yada yada yada, but you click play with me today. Lydell Dinero, Best of Bias podcast. We ain't the biggest in the world yet, but we making our way. You know what I'm saying? People sleeping right now, but once they realize how dope the family is, they'll join. They'll be over here. They'll be, you know what I'm saying? Bias Nation. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are new listeners, thank you for coming. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell, subscribe. So whenever we do get an episode, we may go live sometimes, me, AKA the crew. You won't miss anything. But thank you for being here. We like to bring all the bias to the table. You look at podcasts, looking for niche topics and stuff like that. You click on the Best of Bias podcast. Is all encompassing. You know what I mean? We talk about everything you want to hear, anything popular right now. But it's gonna be mostly my bias. But when I have guests on, they bring their bias to the table. It could be anything: history, pop culture, a little tiny bit of politics. We don't talk much politics, sports, pop culture, comics, superheroes, movies. We talk it all here. So if you like any of that shit, you're in the right place. Excuse me for cussing YouTube. I will clean it up. I promise. Once I start monetizing, we need some more subscribers before we can do that. But hey, and all you ads, Prize Picks, if you wanna sponsor the pod too, you guys are sponsoring everybody else. I use Prize Picks a lot. I don't know if that's a conflict of interest. We'll talk. But again, hopefully everybody's mental health is good. Hopefully everybody was able to smile, get a good laugh in, get some good loving in this weekend. Yeah, I don't mean of a sexual nature. Don't make it kind of weird. You feel me? Just loved on as far as words of aspiration. No. Tell somebody told you you did a good job today. You made somebody's life better in a way. Hey, if you have a hater out there and you made their life worse, kudos to you too for making you smile and making you happy for getting your revenge. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell you how you are to be happy? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, hope everything is good. We're gonna have a quick little pod today. I know you guys are liking the new format. I'm getting you guys in and out of here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good information. Not saying I'm trying to rush you guys out or nothing. But when we first started, we was doing the 2 hours and a half. When I have guests, even more. So I'm trying to be more aware of you guys this time. I'm appreciating you guys taking time to be here. So let me be mindful and kind of craft this information like I know y'all got something to do. But anyways, with all that ado, let's talk about some shit, man. before I get into this NBA talk, where I'll probably go on a rant for at least like a good 30 minutes. I'm just kidding, not 30 minutes, but got a lot to say. Let's big up this NCAA champions, men's and women's. You know what I mean? You know how I rock with the NCAA. If Oregon's not in it, I really do lose interest, and I know that's really selfish of me because I know if Oregon was in the Final Four or the championship game, I'd be all over it, expecting everybody else to be as hyped as I was. And also, you guys, sorry about the sweat. I'm glistening today. These lights up here. I know they brighten keeping me looking sexy and shit, but boy, they're making me sweat. You know what I'm saying? I guess I can do a little weight loss in the progress too. Um, but yeah, shouts out to Florida and Houston. Really hardly fought game. I ain't gonna lie. Again, I was playing Verdansk. Shout out to everybody out there playing Verdansk and Call of Duty again. Holla at me on Twitch. We need to start. We'll talk about that a little later too. But yeah, it was a hard fought game, man. Florida and Houston, two teams that I did not expect to be in the championship. Everybody was, if you watched the Duke game last week, you saw them lose to Houston in a devastating fashion, and kind of, a lot of people lost interest and didn't really think, Houston had it in them to, well, Florida was like the comeback kids of the tournament as well. Nobody really expected Florida to go on there and do what they did, but every time they were down, they're there to make runs. Sorry I don't have dude's name that was balling out in the tournament. That's the thing about NCAA, man. They don't put their players on a pedestal like the NCAA for football does. NCAA basketball, they don't really. We only had a couple of stars, and that was on the women's side. Juju, Paige Becker, some of the other ladies out there. What is it? Olivia, Hannah Hidalgo, excuse me. But yeah, the men's side is just kind of a lot of players that stay like junior and senior years. No really one and done led teams are actually coming through and getting it done. Everybody thought Cooper Flag was going to be that guy this year. But again, they lost to Houston, a scrappy team full of veterans. With the transfer portal now, every team in college basketball could get, a guy that is hella good, didn't have the grades, started off at a different school, can transfer in, finally get a shot at the big D1 that everybody looks at, and they can come out there and be a star. Caleb Love for Arizona is one example of that. Played in North Carolina for a couple of years, and he's been on Arizona trying to get his thing done. But I think this year is probably gonna be his last year. Hopefully, man, because he didn't go to the NBA. Well, just because he's been playing basketball so long. Because in football, man, they get their 3 years done and they out of there. But in basketball, if you're really good, you play 1 year, if that, and then you're going to the NBA anyways. Which is not really a really good formula for winning the national championship in basketball. A lot of the more so veteran teams with a lot of experience, a lot of transfer guys. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot of transfer guys because the transfer portal just kind of started, but a lot of veteran guys have been around in the system for a long time, veteran coach. Those are usually the teams that get it done. It's never really the teams that have the one and done 5-star players that come in there, try to get it all together in 1 year and just win the championship all in a breeze. It doesn't really work like that no more. And I think that kind of has an effect on ratings. But a lot of people did watch the Houston and Florida game. I'm not gonna, poo-poo that any kind of way. I wouldn't want to do that. Shout out to Florida because they are, I think, they're only team in the NCAA in college with 3 national championships in football and basketball. So they're doing their things. They're not to be taken lightly, from back in the days with Joakim Noah and them. They went back to back, and then they just won it this year. So that's an amazing feat. Shout out Houston, too, for getting to where they got. Shout out Duke, man. It doesn't work out for you all the time. You get all the 5 stars, you can't win every game. That's why I feel like it needs to be like more onus put on winning your conference's tournament, because everybody can't win the national championship. So if you need the national championship on your resume to be able to really get drafted and be that guy, it's going to be kind of tough. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of changes still happening. NIL is going to make everything interesting because it's going to spread out the talent. And a lot of teams, especially in the SEC, are starting to get really good in basketball opposed to the Big 10, Big 12, where all the basketball schools usually are. SEC is really known for football, and they're turning up. Auburn, Alabama, Houston, Florida, So shout out them on the men's side. A score was 65-63 last possession. Came down to a super blunder by Houston. Houston was winning again, and Florida came back and did their thing. Had to lead the last second. One of the guys from Houston was going to take a 3 to either win the game. He double clutched it and ended up traveling. Just let go of the ball and travel to end the game. It was disgusting. I know he was sick to his stomach, but yeah, shout out to Florida. again, winning their third national title in basketball. And then on the women's side, it was more of the same too. UConn women's, Paige Becker, took out Don Staley and the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks. Was it Lady Gamecocks? Um, they beat them. What was the score for that game? That score was 82-59. So that was an ass whooping. Um, we kind of thought Don Staley being the veteran, especially being at the, national championship so many times having the squad that she had would put up more of a fight, but it just seemed like I think it's Yuriyama and the, UConn Huskies are back on top. They're used to winning championships and fell off for a while with the rising of LSU and South Carolina. And well, this year it was gonna be Juju until she tore her ACL, man. She had USC in the right spot. It just didn't turn out to be the way it needed to be. Kiki Ifrin couldn't do it by herself, and they had a lot of freshmen on that team, a lot of younger players. Juju will be back next year to try to lead USC to a national title, and the world will be in her hands again. But it's just kind of sad to see. And also, it's like, even Notre Dame, just with the stars they had on their team, it was a lot more exciting, a lot more named people in the women's side than the men's side, though the men's side is often more popular. The women's side with the rise of Caitlin Clark last year brought a lot of attention to the stars upcoming in the NCAA women's side this year. And just the people who are going to eventually join the W, we're interested to see because the league is getting popping right now with the Unrivaled League and the expansion teams and the popularity growing so much last year. Yeah, a lot of eyes are over there. And NBA, it's just like a lot of these players are unknown. Even last year's draft, there's a bunch of people that were in college. A lot of the better people came from France and played overseas. So a lot of the college players we didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? The Thompson twins, I knew, but all the guys up top, Sar and all those French guys, like who the hell are these people? You know what I'm saying? And we watch NCAA March Madness every year. How come they're not producing names like they used to, people that are going to be stars in the NBA? And I think that's kind of contributing to why we don't really have an American face of the league, because we don't really have people that are able to develop in college and be that great anymore. The people that we used to have come out of high school were good to go and ready to go right away. We saw that happen. But the one and dones that have come out recently haven't really been ready to be one and done. There needs to be more of a developmental league, I believe, in the NBA that has something after the G League, or just put more on the G, a little more into the G League to help the players develop, because I feel like a lot of players just go to the G League and just kind of fizzle out and go overseas, and you never see them again after college. So, anyways, let me get off that soapbox and get into this NBA stuff, man. Ariel, I'm gonna need you to clip this one. You probably gonna clip this one. You feel me? With a heavy heart, I have to announce, I know you guys have been hearing about it all week. I know you guys will probably be like, how does Patrick feel about this? Pat, what the fuck is going on within your organization? How are they going to fire your head coach and your GM of your team, a fourth place team in the West, mind you, the Wild Wild West, 3 games before the playoffs? Who in their right minds would what owner of a business in their right mind would apply such practices at a point where their team is supposed to be on the verge of reaching an ultimate goal of winning the second championship ever, with the best player in the world coming off of multiple 40 and 60-point triple doubles? I'm at a loss of words. I get it, Calvin Booth, but the people he drafted, who is the GM of the Nuggets, sorry for everybody on the outside looking in, like, who is he talking about? I'm just gonna go off for a second. Calvin Booth was a new GM that came in after Tim Connolly. They fired or let Tim Connolly walk for some reason to go to the Timberwolves. Tim Connolly was the person who drafted Jokic. Tim Connolly was the person who drafted Jamal Murray. Tim Connolly was the person who drafted Michael Porter Jr. Tim Connolly was the person involved in signing, well, Jeff Green, Bruce. No, no, I don't know. I think I might have to give Calvin Booth a little credit for signing Bruce Brown. I'm not too sure, but whatever. We won the championship the year after Tim Connolly left to go to Minnesota, so I can't really give Calvin Booth 100% credit for everything that happened and us winning the championship, because it was his first year there. He didn't step in and just turn everything around for us to go to the championship right away. I can't fully credit him with that. But I will say the last 2 years, Tim Connolly was there, and now with Booth being there from 2023 until now, I get it. We have a core four: Jamal, AG, Michael Porter, Jokic. You like everything to be homegrown. I know Michael Porter got traded in from Orlando. That's our biggest free agency move we had in forever. Like since Andre Iguodala type shit. Andre Iguodala didn't even stay long. So for the fact that you didn't want to spend any money, you saw what we can do with the players we already had. We didn't capitalize. I get it. People were saying, "Oh, we lost KCP. Oh, you lose Jeff Green. The team's gonna take a step back." I get it. We did. We did take a step back, but Bruce Brown took a step up. We had good play last year. It was just okay. Maybe we were a little injured towards the end of the season, trying too hard to get that one seed, and maybe that attributed in us getting hurt and being kind of rusty, going not rusty, just kind of, on one wheel going into the playoffs, especially trying to be in there for a long run. That's why we lost in 7 games to the Minnesota Timberwolves in a devastating way after being up by 20 at home. Blah 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 blah. We all saw what happened. We would think after that happens, we would try to do something to better the team and try to make something happen. At least sign back Justin Holiday. He's a shooter. We have no shooters. But no, we draft a bunch of 4-year college players that I was just talking about, which you think would have a bunch of experience to be able to play right away. No, we draft a bunch of guys not ready to play, while everybody else around the league is able to grab people's around the people we draft and are able to play and contribute right away. It makes no goddamn sense. And then free agency comes around. It's like, for sure, our bench isn't scoring any points. We know we're gonna pull the trigger in free agency. If we have to bite the bullet and trade Michael Porter, I get it. It's sentimental things. He was supposed to be a high pick, had the back surgeries. We took him in. We trusted him. We knew he'd get healthy and trusted the potential. I get it. I get it. I get it. I love this story and I love Michael Porter Jr. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to maximize Jokic's talent, you want to do for him what he's done for the franchise. You want to keep Jamal Murray around, the other guy that came with Jokic to make them the number one duo, number two duo in the NBA for the last couple of years. You trade Michael Porter Jr. and you have to capitalize on his value at the time. The Zach LaVine thing, Calvin Booth wasn't willing to trade one of his pieces that he drafted and trade Michael Porter Jr. for Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is putting up 37 in Sacramento without no help. Just imagine what he would have done with Jamal Murray and Jokic when they were just trying to trade a Zeke Naji, a draft pick, and Michael Porter Jr. Again, I love Michael Porter Jr., but you got to understand he plays no defense, he fouls. He's a great shooter. He's big. He can rebound a little bit. His stroke is crazy. Pause. He makes his jump shot is crazy. He has no hands. He has no hands. And if you hear this one day, Michael Porter Jr., I really hoping in the playoffs you show me something different. Because again, I love you as a player, but I just feel like there's a cap. There's a cap to it. If you can't score, you can't do stuff for yourself when when Jokic or Jamal Murray are out and you put up 5, 17, 10 points, you can't do that. We gave you so much grace. You played bad in the playoff series when we lost to Minnesota, and we were like, oh yeah, everybody was blaming it on you. You took the blame on yourself and you took onus of it, and we're gonna get in the gym and get better and just make sure that doesn't happen again. But this whole stint of Jamal being out this year and the times where Jokic was out this year, he couldn't get it done. He may be going through some injuries and maybe that's it. But we need to see, we can't keep giving you the benefit of the doubt. This may be like the 5th, 6th year, maybe even longer than that. I don't know. It's been a while. I just got so used to him being on the team. It's like, if you're not going to give us a consistent 20 by now, you should be at least scoring as much as Jamal. You're off ball. All you got to do is shoot. You don't shoot, get to the hole, get fouled, get to the line. Easy 20, 25, 26. 20 points and 6 rebounds. Give us 2 assists. If somebody closes out on you, pass it back to Jokic, get it to Jamal, get it to Christian, get some assists. It shouldn't be so up and down. I know I'm not trying to protect Murray as well, and maybe that's where the conflict happened because the Malone guys that were there, the core guys from the championship team, I know Malone didn't want to move. And Calvin was probably trying to put in ownership's ears, trading Jamal. We know how Coach and Jamal, how tight they were after he tore his ACL, and Coach told him he got him no matter what, and he came back. We won a championship, and when he's healthy, he's unstoppable. But we need to make changes. We need to make additions to the team, and we can't handle bickering in the upper management. Just straight up stupid pride shit. Like behind the scenes, it was said that the GM and the coach barely even talked to each other. They argued normally about Mike Malone not playing the people that Calvin Booth drafted. Mike Malone rather play veteran guys, play the guys he knows that could run his system, run his plays. Calvin Booth was mad about how often Mike Malone would use Russell Westbrook. Of course, like, the Russell Westbrook project, I get it. Jalen Pickett has been raw the last couple of games, and maybe that was something that Coach Malone had to implement. Play Jalen Pickett more over Russ. Russ turns the ball over and just kind of goes wild and does his own thing. He goes rogue. No East Palo Alto. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He goes rogue and doesn't shout out East Palo Alto though. And it doesn't go with the game flow. Like he tries to force shit, he misses shots, he shoots threes. Everybody know Russ don't shoot threes. Get to the bucket. And then when he does shoot threes, he misses and just keeps trying and trying. And because people let him shoot, he takes it as disrespect and keeps trying. And then they'll try to drive to the rim and he'll miss a layup. And then if he gets the rebound, he's gonna go back up because he's embarrassed that he missed a layup, or if the person that was guarding him stopped him from making the layup. So and then he forces passes, turns the ball over. It's like we need small spurts, and I guess he will get mad about that. He will get mad about that. It may cause a rift, but it doesn't matter, bro. Right now we're in rebuild mode after the coach got fired. Shout out to Adelman. You know what I'm saying? Dave Adelman taking over. I think that's his name, the son, young Adelman, taking over for Mike, and hopefully he is going to become a great coach. Hopefully, because there was rumors that Coach Malone was wearing people into the ground and getting on their bad side and stunting their growth and just taking away their joy, and all the joy we had from winning the championship was slowly fading away due to Coach Malone becoming more so of a Tom Thibodeau figure and kind of getting on people's nerves and kind of wearing the players out. You know what I'm saying? And who knows who it came from, but I'm more so it's probably Michael Porter Jr., probably Peyton Watson. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Zeke Naji, some of the younger guys again that Calvin Booth drafted that don't get no playtime. And when they do get playtime and they mess up and get yanked hella fast, they get mad and start pouting. And then looks like when they do get in the game and are having to start when players are out, they are ass. It's just crazy. So we did win the next game coming off of our coaches being fired. It was a 3-game losing streak. So Josh Kroenke, the VP of operations, came out and just said that something had to change, had to shake. But yeah, this is unprecedented. This is the most like shocking firing of a coach right before playoffs. I think it's the closest to playoffs any coach has ever been fired in NBA history. And GM is just crazy. They cleaned house. So I think this is really going to show what Jokic is really made of. He's actually going to go out there and be a player, MVP, coach. Adelman's going to follow his lead, and hopefully they can take the pieces they have together and just muster up some spirit. And hopefully Jamal Murray can come back and not be as hurt as everybody says he is, man. Looking at these standings, man, everything is really close, 3 through 8. Let me just go through those standings real quick. Lakers are 49-31. Nuggets are in third place. Lakers are in third place, 49-31. The Nuggets are in fourth place at 48-32. Clippers are 48-32 as well. In fifth place, Grizzlies are playing right now against the Timberwolves, but they're 47-32 in sixth place. Golden State lost a crazy way to San Antonio on that buzzer beater, dropping them down to seventh and back into the play-in standings at 47-33. Timberwolves are 46-33 in the play-in at 8. Kings are 9 and the Mavs are 10, surprisingly. So the play-in's going to be rough. You never know what's going to happen there. They do got some hoopers on the Kings and the Mavs, though they may be push-arounds and kind of lower-seeded teams. They're dangerous. And 7 and 8, you already know the Timberwolves are dangerous and the Golden State Warriors are dangerous. And just for everybody being so tied, there being about 2 games left for the average teams, but there's 3 games left for the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies, but they're playing right now to make it 2. It'll be even by the time everybody else finishes this Sunday. But let me just go through who everybody has left on their schedule. Again, everybody's separated by the Lakers are separated from the Nuggets and the Clippers by a game and a half. I think the Grizzlies are down from third 2 full games. And the Warriors are down 2.5 games. So these last two games that everybody has to play are really going to matter. And the matchups are pretty good. Lakers are playing the Rockets and Blazers to close the season. Nuggets are playing Grizzlies and the Rockets. God damn it. Clippers are playing the Kings and the Warriors coming to the Bay. Well, Bay and Sac. Grizzlies are playing the Timberwolves, Nuggets, and the Mavericks. Golden State's playing the Blazers and the Clippers. Timberwolves are playing the Grizzlies, Nets, and the Jazz. And I didn't really get who the Kings or Mavs are playing because I think they're solidified in their 9 and 10 slots for the play-in. But everybody from 3 to 6, it all matters these last couple of games because you can go from anywhere from being a home court advantage team to being a play-in team if you lose one of these last two games. So it's going to come down to something, man. It's the worst time in the world for the Nuggets to fire their coaches and have this bad press and this bad mojo around us. We're 2 years removed from the championship. We should be thinking about positive things and possibly getting this shit done again. But, everybody else is getting right while we flounder back. And speaking of getting right, Luka going back to the goddamn Dallas Mavericks arena to play that game, man, last night. It was a tearjerker. They had what's the video? The appreciation video for Luka when he got there, teared up before the game. Everybody there, of course, loved Luka. There's no animosity at all towards Luka. Everybody wishes he was still there. Everybody had shirts waiting for him on the seats, praising Luka. Everybody booed Nico Harrison, the GM who let him go. It was going to go down as the worst trade of all time. Anthony Davis didn't even show up in the game. Luka ended up dropping 45 after crying his eyes out, watching the tribute video, and having to get over it and perform after that. Just dropped 45 on their head tops. No Kyrie, but they had all their bigs on the Mavs. Gafford, Lively played, AD played. Guard-wise, they had Clay and Dinwiddie. I mean, they'll be a good little play-in team, but unless AD can play like AD can play and not do what he did yesterday, I don't know if they have a chance to do shit. Kings are gonna be all, I mean, they'll be cool. They have a good look, if Sabonis, Levine, and DeRozan can actually upset somebody in the play-in, it's gonna, cause to be seen. But we'll see what happens there. But it was a good day in basketball the other day, man. Luka going back to the Mavericks and, stomping them out. Nuggets actually getting that win and doing their thing in Sacramento after the coach and GM were fired. Jokic had the quote of the year. He was like, "Yeah, everybody sees us as being vulnerable now. Since we got our coach and our GM got fired." He was like, "But the beast is the most dangerous when he's vulnerable. So maybe he unleashed the beast." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to count us out now that we ain't got no coach and no GM. Jokic is the coach, baby. And next time I hear you motherfuckers on a live broadcast, keep calling him Jokic, somebody might have to slap the fire out of your mouth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. Actually, I think it was a TV broadcast too. It might have been ESPN, bro. Be better, dog. Don't Jokic, bro. And I heard you say Braun too. You fixed it though. You fixed Braun. You fixed Brown and said Brown, but you kept with the Jokic or the Jokic all game. Jokic, bitch. It's not Jokic. Damn. But anyways, season ends this weekend, Sunday. Play-in starts then after that a week, and then I think it's a week off for everybody else, and then the regular season playoffs start. I'm sorry, Eastern Conference, I don't play you no mind because you ain't no mind right now. Celtics or Cavaliers, we'll see whoever in the finals. You know what I'm saying? But this Wild West is gonna be a wild one. The Clippers coming back being good, Kawhi Leonard coming back being good. Shit's going down. Shit's getting crazy. Also, I didn't say last episode, but shout out Carmelo for making the Hall of Fame. My favorite NBA player, you know what I'm saying? Him and Jokic are getting really, really close to being neck and neck. Jokic brought the championship, but Melo got me into the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying? So I love them both. They're really, really close. They're really, really close. But my man's, it's not about Jokic right now. I just talked about Jokic. It's about Carmelo Anthony. Congratulations, my guy, on making the Hall of Fame. What a brilliant career. Everybody has something to say about you, my guy, but you are my favorite player of all time. I model my basketball game off of you, man. I play defense, and you play defense too, but people pick and choose what they want to praise and diss people for. You had the ultimate offensive package, pause. Nobody could stop you. ISO King. get a bucket on anybody, everybody, and let them hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Man, icon, uh, college legend, one and done, championship for Syracuse, accolades go on, multiple time Olympic champion. Um, you know what I mean? I'm sorry that you didn't weren't able to win our the championship with us over at the Nuggets, but I was there through all the struggle years you guys had there. When you went to New York, you broke my heart. But I still got the jersey and I stayed with the Nuggets. And I could honestly say you were one of the people who were monumental in bringing Jokic to our team. So congratulations again, my favorite player. I love you. I know that sounds kind of weird, but hey, bro, you got me through so many hard times. Just watching you and just you bringing the Nuggets into my life, it has changed my life for the better. I get kind of emotional because when the Nuggets did win the championship, that was my height. It was the height of my cancer treatments, and just being able to watch the Miami game and how everything went down when we won the championship. I just kind of love sports for that, man. It just kept me through, kept me sane. And this basketball thing, man, I'll remember forever just for the fact that we won our first championship. We did it when I wasn't feeling well, when I was at my lowest. And the Nuggets, it gave me breath in my lungs to keep going, and that started with you, Melo. Thank you. I'm so happy you getting your flowers. Shout out to Dwight Howard too for getting there too, because he was a big influence during the whole 2000s. And when I came up watching basketball, man, Dwight Howard was the shit, man. When he played for Orlando, went to the Lakers and kind of snuffed out my Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals in the bubble, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You feel me? But shout out my boy Melo. Still watching you, still got your podcast on lock. So I'm listening to you. Hopefully I can be on your podcast one day and we can link up and talk some stories, man. You, Kenyon Martin, get a bunch of the old Nuggets on the squad. And yeah, man, still putting on for y'all. So again, I forgot to talk about that last time, so I'll be remiss if I didn't get on here and shout to the high heavens, shout out my guy. Um, we in the hall, brother. We did it together. But moving on, talk about some more legendary shit because again, man, I feel like we're in a time of legends doing legendary shit, breaking records of the past, of the olden days where our grandfathers and our parents were like, "Oh, you didn't see this person do this or this amazing person do that." But we did see every person come through and break those records. We see LeBron and what he's doing with the NBA right now, breaking every record with his longevity and him doing what he's doing, playing at a high level at 40. Shout out Alex Ovechkin, past Wayne Gretzky for most goals scored at 895. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest hockey guy in the world, but I know Alex Ovechkin, man. Him and Sidney Crosby are the two guys that I always hear about the accolades. I always hear about how they've been doing it for so long and putting on or being the next coming. I wouldn't say next coming of Wayne Gretzky, but the next guy is putting up records and trying to do the things that Wayne Gretzky did. Alex Ovechkin, I always remember him having no tooth in the front, being the super Russian guy, all about the hockey, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And Sidney Crosby being kind of the American. Is he American? I don't know, but the American version of that, you know what I'm saying? And those two guys kind of going at it and competing for the records in hockey. You know what I mean? When I do tune in, those are the guys. When I do bet on Prize Picks, those are the guys that I can go to for my autos, for my auto greens. So shout out them. But yeah, man, Juju doing all the shit she's doing. Caitlyn last year, and then her records getting broken by Juju this year. It's just like, damn, it's like we thought records of the past would never be broken, but we see records get broken every day. We see track runners breaking the 100 meter. Some swimmers from Florida, I think they broke the record for collegiate swimming, and I think the 100 meter. I don't know how swimming is judged, but look it up. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Athletes are getting bigger, faster, better, stronger. And it's crazy to see who else is breaking records. I hear, oh, of course, my guy Jokic. Every single day he's doing shit on the basketball court that you think is regular at this point because he's out there doing shit that you've never seen before. 60-point triple doubles, 40 points, 40 20 games. Excuse me. Him shooting from half court, full court, making the shots. Him 5 3-point games. It's crazy. You've never seen him do shit like this at a center. at the center position. Uh, fucking Saquon Barkley almost breaking the rushing record this year. Him and Derrick Henry going head to head for it. Man, some people say you add extra games so it cheapens it, but you know what I mean? It's just one extra game. You know what I'm saying? People out here are raw. They're doing their thing, bro. And I'm excited to be able to see that. Patrick Mahomes, shout out him too. Legendary. Shohei Ohtani. How can I forget about Shohei Ohtani? Like, I live to be able to see the next coming of Babe Ruth, they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Pitching, smacking home runs. Him and Aaron Judge, never seen hitters like this before. I mean, you have, but this is next generational shit that we're able to witness. You know what I'm saying? It's not every day we get to do that. So shout out Ovechkin, shout out all those legends out there, shout out sports, man, and shout out how they're changing everybody's lives and giving us the opportunity to have stories to pass down and videos and video evidence of greatness to pass down to our children. Give stories about our LeBron Jameses and people that don't know about shit that actually happens right now that people could only the Michael Phelpses, you know what I'm saying? People don't know about these people. They're not gonna know about these people in the future because I don't think they'll ever come again. Pause. But I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Because people back then again were saying that, but and people are still getting faster every year. We see people run faster 40s than we ever seen. 4.21s. You know what I'm saying? Trainers are getting better. You know, who knows? Who knows? But shout out to everybody out there being legendary and keep being legendary. You feel me? Pop culture wise, hey, if you guys haven't heard, Chris Brown, the Breezy Bowl tour, you've seen him in Africa going crazy, flying across the sky, doing all that shit. You've seen him at local venues doing a show. If you may have missed it, he has another run coming. Boy, that boy don't sit down. I mean, I smell a Super Bowl in his future, man. The way he working, yeah. The way he gonna come to America and do this tour, getting everybody's good graces again. Michael Jackson tributes, Super Bowl tributes. We need Chris Brown there. He's gonna be on tour with Bryson Tiller, another one of my favorite R&B singers. That tour is gonna be amazing. I want to get my hands on tickets, but you know, who knows if I'm actually gonna be able to go. Hopefully somebody well, they're not gonna stream it, it's not a festival. But god damn it, that's just gonna be raw. Summer Walker. Yeah. Ladies gonna be there in full effect. I know they gonna love it. Fellas, you know, my R&B loving fellas and single fellas that well, people in couples too that go like to go out there and do their thing. The ambiance is gonna be really nice. It's gonna smell really nice in that building. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But just make sure your girl ain't doing that meet and greet because some crazy shit goes down in that meet and greet. But yes, that's it's gonna be really crazy. I'm gonna try to get my girl's going San Diego tour. She better not do no goddamn meet and greet. But I'm gonna try to get me some merch, man. I'll have to send her some money for some merch because I just realized that. It just popped in my head. B-Rons, I need some merch from you, boo boo. Stand in that line and get me some. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for it, man. Hopefully an album drops real soon. Everybody knows I'm a really big Chris Brown fan from day one. If you look at my phone, bruh, music catalog is probably all Chris Brown. Even though I don't listen to all 40 songs on every album, I got every song in the album. Yeah. So always down to support him as well. He's been a very integral part in my musical life. You know what I mean? Like, since he was like 18 years old, we've seen him come out, and he's older than me. So yeah, yeah. So since I was a kid, Chris Brown has been doing shit and been a huge star. So I'm always gonna support him. And my college days when Bryson Tiller came out, him, Bryson Tiller, Brent Fayez, you put Don Tolliver and Party Next Door on that tour. I pay all kind of money to go, but I know there's so many egos to be on one tour. You can only have like Bryson Tiller. He's very humble enough to be at a tour that's headlined by Chris Brown and be the second act. But yeah, I don't know if those other guys can actually do that. But it's epic. If you guys didn't know about it, hey, go try to find some tickets. The pre-sales already went on sale, went crazy. Yeah, shit's gonna go down. Hopefully it's in a city near you. Hopefully you get to go. Shout out Chris Brown. And those Drake snippets, Drake is on his way back. You know, I did talk, you know, Kendrick did run the fall and hold through, you know, the beef situation. Drake did stay low a little bit. Y'all heard in the album, y'all heard how Nokia phone is hitting the radio and hitting in the streams. There was some snippets that came out. Drake is ready to come back and come ready to spit. I heard some shit that I like on there. Me personally, again, you know what kind of Drake I like. I don't really like the Me personally, I don't really like the slow paced singing, and I don't like the slow paced conscious rap. Drake. I like the uh Brian Steele type of songs, the faster ones where he's kind of spitting kind of a swagger rap type stuff, and the ones where he's rapping hella hard. When you rapping hella hard, giving bars and stuff like that, that's the shit that I like to see, and that's the shit that I heard in the snippets. You know what I'm saying? Nokia phone's not really my favorite, but I understand what it's supposed to do, and I respect it. But those snippets, 3 songs, when they actually get dropped, I think they may be the ones that got taken off YouTube because of the whole UMG, probably the whole UMG lawsuit. Every time he puts something out, they're probably gonna strike it right away anywhere it is. But check it out. Where we at next? Lastly, let's get into some cinema corner. Let's what we got first. Video game shows. There's a big run of video game shows that are out right now. If you guys know, I'll be watching a lot of anime. Just dropped right now, Devil May Cry. I think it dropped last week, I want to say. Devil May Cry 2 Netflix. If you guys play Devil May Cry, the video game, this is a show adaptation of it. It is an anime style TV show. Me personally, I've never played the games on PlayStation, so I was really same with Last of Us and the same with Fallout. So watching these shows really give me a good insight of what the games are kind of like and really gets me intrigued to go back and play the games. But the aforementioned shows that I did just say ended up being really good. The Devil May Cry anime was dope. Johnny Young Bosch, the Asian Black Power Ranger. He's Ichigo from Bleach. Broly from Dragon Ball Z, the American voice actor for him. So he's playing Dante, and he does a really good job. It's funny. A lot of '90s kind of like grunge rap, or early 2000s. Really good recognizable songs. Limp Bizkit, Keep Rolling is the theme song. So that shit was kind of it got me from the beginning. Very, very interesting. A lot of these new animes are using this art style that I'm not really a fan of. The ones that kind of looks like animation and CG at the same time and kind of intermingles with each other. I don't really like that. I would be like, pick one. That Ultraman art shit, I don't really like how Ultraman looked. I'm not really the biggest fan of that. But it was a good story, good little start, interesting to where I think where it's gonna go. If you play the game, you kind of already know what they're trying to do and where they pulled from. But I think it was a cool little thing. 8 episodes, I think it is. Quick in and out. A lot of these Netflix stuff that they drop, and they trying to do a little preview 8 episodes and see if they can get us hooked, and then drop the second half a long time later, like Dan to Dan and shit like that. Last of Us is coming out Sunday. Everybody, hope you're ready for season 2 of that. Season 1 took the world by storm. Pablo Pascal did a great job. Another one where the story is way deeper in the games. If you play the games, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's following that to the T. A lot of the review videos I watched showed that exactly. Is doing a really good job of mirroring the movie. I mean, mirroring the game, and I'm excited. No spoilers. Anybody that played the games, don't tell me. I know eventually something's gonna happen to Pedro. Because I do know from the game, spoiler alert, that he eventually dies in the game. So for that to happen, and I forgot the girl's name, the little girl's name, she's actually gonna eventually grow up and become a badass herself. So I think that's what's gonna be this pretty much this season. Her growing into her own, and Pedro probably dying towards the end of the season. But I'm really ready to see what happens. That whole scene where they're in the town and all the fucking crawlers came out the hole under the house, that shit was nutty. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen this season. Sunday, be ready to check that out. And yeah, and Fallout, just to continue with that. If you guys haven't seen Fallout season 1, season 2 should be coming out really soon on Amazon Prime. Season 1 is on Amazon Prime. That show is great. That show is great. I think that may be the best one out of all 3. Last of Us and Fallout, there will be a toss up there for me. Let me know what you guys think. Watch them both. I would say watch them both, but watch Last of Us first. It's a little more serious. And if you like the zombie stuff, that's where you need to go. Otherwise, more so you can do the Fallout. It's a little funnier, post-apocalyptic. Kind of a different take on, the post-apocalyptic kind of world. Again, if you play the game and know what Fallout's all about, seeing the characters come to life, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Really good show. So I'm watching those game adaptations, but what I'm really watching right now, that I really do want to talk about is that Daredevil. I know this is a spoiler review, episode 8. Season finale is next week. If you want to clip this up, you can clip this up too, aka. Episode 8 was fire, yo. It was fire, but I need to see more Daredevil in this series. The Daredevil we did see towards the beginning of the series was it was kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? The CGI wasn't all the way there, and then a lot of this Daredevil we saw this season, he was kind of getting worked, bro. He got worked by Muse. Muse was hanging with him. And who else? He got worked by somebody else, but Bullseye. He was getting worked by Bullseye too. I get it. Bullseye has the ability to throw shit and can fuck people up with accuracy on throwing shit, but you shouldn't have hands. You shouldn't have hands like Daredevil. Nobody should. I know Daredevil is blind and his senses, he can't see. So fighting somebody realistically, he's gonna get fucked up sometimes. He's gonna get knocked out, some not knocked out, but like punched in the face, get stabbed. Shit's gonna happen to him as he kind of gets his bearings about him. And he hasn't really been Daredevil a lot this season, so maybe he's off his game a little bit. But the amount of times that he be getting his ass beat, or just getting hands put on him, because ultimately he does win. He ends up just kind of letting out all the rage of him holding back and just almost fucks people up to the point where he almost kills them. Like the way he fucking in that jail episode where he caught dude that actually stole the diamond and he jumped on his leg and broke his leg, bro. Whoa. Yeah. Daredevil be going off, but I don't know. I just feel like we haven't seen enough of him. White Tiger, we know why we didn't see a lot of him because of the fact that the actor did die, but we do know his niece becomes the White Tiger. But obviously, I don't think we're going to see that happen this season. She's still a little too young. I think, again, I'm happy they didn't do that. And then also the swordsman, they keep hitting at him, keep showing him from Hawkeye, young Jack, Kate's mom's boyfriend or husband or whatever. But nothing really happened from that either. So he hasn't done much. So are we going to see the big fight at the end of this episode or end of the season with the task force? We saw in this episode the whole series of, I don't know, we're just seeing Matt Murdock kind of break and seeing all this, both worlds catch up to him. Ultimately, he's still dealing with the death of Foggy and why it happened at the same time with trying to understand how Kingpin is becoming the mayor and taking over the town, knowing that he's an evil person and all the shit he did in the past. He knows there's a catch to it. And at the same time, he thinks that, Foggy was a competitor and he had Foggy killed. So there's always going to be a vendetta against him no matter what. You know what I'm saying? We saw that meeting with him in the diner. He's like, if you slip up, you know, so I'm gonna be there to take you down. And they're like, likewise. And we know Kingpin's is obsessed with Daredevil and how Daredevil kind of fucked up his operation and got him shot in the face. I don't know, Echo shot him in the face, so I guess that was his doing. But just how he ruined everything for him, and he just kind of hates vigilantes. So this task force that he created kind of was created to stop vigilantes and get all the credit for vigilantes stopping crime, in a sense. So Matt Murdock kind of had to stay away from being Daredevil because if he came out, then Mayor Fisk would find some way to kind of try to take him out and expose him as Daredevil, even though everybody should kind of know that he's Daredevil at this point, especially after him beating up Muse and saving his girlfriend, Heather, and Heather seeing his whole mouth, his body language. Like, she should know that that's Matt Murdock. But anyways, and also them having sex and not noticing any of the scars that he had from being stabbed up uh by Bullseye, getting his ass whooped by Muse. Like, she didn't ask about none of those scars. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of gives to me that she's probably going to die soon because she kind of knows too much intimate details about him. Obviously Cherry, that cop, and the seems like that bar lady Josie is going to figure out that he's Daredevil eventually. But I guess old people are kind of unassuming and not threats, so that he can tell them. But who knows what's going to happen, man? But him getting baited into going to see Bullseye in jail. Bullseye wanted him to come see him just so he could beat him up, probably knock his tooth out. He wanted his tooth to get knocked out so he can kill the guards with an escape. I don't know how he knew he was going to get his tooth knocked out, but maybe he knew that he would fuck him up by coming there. Bullseye was pissed off that Vanessa, Kingpin's wife, put him in jail and put him in PC to be killed after hiring him to take out Foggy for trying to put the business in jeopardy that Kingpin left her. So this whole time, Matt Murdock thinks Kingpin hired Bullseye to kill Foggy when it was really Vanessa, his wife. Which brings us to that end scene when they actually get to the ball and Matt Murdock is going crazy, man. You usually see him calm, cool, and collected, using his senses to, be smooth with it. But this one, he comes in hot, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing his girl, not knowing if he was actually going to come, but him actually just coming to confront Kingpin about the information he found out from Bullseye and him just being on a mission, just on a murder mission this whole time to get to Fisk and then confront him when he kind of figures out at the bar. I think it's when he figured out that the whiskey that he was drinking is a celebratory whiskey, and since he knew he was going to win the case against Vanessa, Vanessa had him killed. He figured all that shit out, and he goes and confronts Vanessa, but Vanessa and Fisk, well, I don't know if Fisk knows, but Vanessa knows he's Daredevil. But I don't know why, if Vanessa knows he's Daredevil, why wouldn't he tell Fisk and Fisk can just out him as Daredevil rather than trying to draw him out? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of confusing. But ultimately, after he figures out that Vanessa actually had Foggy killed behind Fisk's back, Kingpin's back, um, he knows that, Foggy, or was it was Bullseye there to kill? Yeah, he was there to kill Vanessa, but I don't know why he was taking a shot at Kingpin actually. Maybe because he didn't know that Vanessa didn't know about it. That's why he was taking a shot at Kingpin because he thinks it was her order. But anyways, he witnessed. Oh yeah, let me go back to Kingpin or after Daredevil visited Bullseye in jail. He ended up saying some slick shit that Daredevil didn't like. Daredevil ended up slamming his head on the desk. His tooth came out. After getting stitches on his head from when Daredevil smacked it, or Matt Murdock smacked his head on the table, he popped the tooth out of his mouth, shot it at the guard's head, incapacitated him long enough to get his handcuffs off, and he killed the other guards in there as well. Got out, made it to the ball, got a sniper rifle, and had it pointed at Kingpin in revenge for putting him in PC to have him killed to tie up the loose ends because he killed Foggy. Y'all got it? But just in time, right before the bullet hit Kingpin, Matt Murdock jumped in the way. Matt Murdock getting shot. So now, not only can Fisk not out him as Daredevil, I think that's what they plan to do, or use Daredevil as bait by infiltrating his life, messing with his girl, his wife shooting Foggy. He has to kind of let him lay because now he's Matt Murdock, the guy that saves the mayor's life. And then if you out him as Daredevil now, oh, vigilantes aren't bad. He just saved your life. And it paints the vigilantes in a good light. And it will go against everything that he's saying, that vigilantes need to be brought to justice. It's crazy. It was a crazy episode. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the last episode now that Matt Murdock kind of jumped in front of that bullet for him. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in Matt Murdock's relationship with Heather. Will we see Daredevil now that Matt Murdock shot? How are we going to see Daredevil in the last episode? What's going to happen with the task force that's out here French frying people's hands? BB, what's going to happen with her because she's infiltrating Kingpin's kind of campaign and getting information from the police chief that got I guess I don't know if he got fired, but he's not part of the task force. They ain't got no power, so he's willing to spill all the secrets to BB. Man, I don't know. Something's gonna happen to her too, man. I don't know. That dude might put hands on her, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. A lot more to come every Tuesday at 6 o'clock on Disney Plus. You got Daredevil. Check it out. Hopefully, I didn't spoil too much, but I did a good job of reviewing that time. Usually, I don't really remember details exactly what happens, so unless I'm kind of discussing it with somebody. But I did a good review on that one. What y'all think? What y'all think? Go check it out. But also some stuff that I'm watching. Black Mirror season 7 just came out. Netflix, very popular series about this kind of futuristic stuff with a whole bunch of poignant topics that are kind of relevant to our times now to make us think. That's out right now. Last season was so hopefully this season's a lot better. But the earlier seasons were fire. So check them out. Let me know what you think. In Mobland on Paramount Plus, Tom Hardy is back. Pierce Brosnan, English gangsters kind of shit. Tom Hardy kind of plays like a mayor of Easttown kind of role, cleanup guy, kind of in between man of the gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Not really affiliated, but works for somebody that's affiliated and is a cleanup guy, and everybody kind of knows about him. He got a reputation. You know, the whole Tom Hardy deal. Check that out. It's on Paramount Plus right now. 2 episodes out, and it comes out every Sunday. So a lot of stuff to watch, and that's the episode, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's the end of the episode. We're like, let them know where to find me at. Nice, smooth episode. Nice 50-minute wrap up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little longer while I give my spiel. But you know where to find me at SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for the Best of Bias, you can find the Best of Bias on Instagram. It's just type in Best of Bias. You'll see us there. TikTok, we're on there too, posting clips and videos of the pod. Be sure to click all the links because they'll take you right to the YouTube where you can find the Best of Bias as well, aka putting up these videos, encouraging me to get better cameras, to bring you guys better clips and better dips for the chips. You feel me? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for everything you do. I got the merch on. I got the hat on backwards because my bill is looking a little dirty. But you already know what we got. We got hard eyes. We got regular eyes. I know y'all see the hard eyes a lot on the Instagram and stuff, but we got the regular eyes as well. I can't hold this shit up. I don't know why. But yeah, get you some, man. Represent the pod. I know everybody got the limited edition shirts. They got theirs. Hope you guys are repping them. Those are high quality shirts I got from somewhere out of town. And I hope you guys are enjoying them because they're goddamn expensive. But love y'all. More content to come. If you want to be on the pod, don't be scared to join. I know we got some good quality on our side, so you better have good quality on your side to make the video pretty. I'm just playing. But if you want to be on the pod, hit me up, hit AKA up, hit everybody up. You know where to find me at. Of course, hit the like, subscribe, and throw a little comment down there in the bottom of the videos. Let us know what you want to see, who you want to see on the pod. We'll go out there and get them, go out there and find them. Again, we're always trying to make the podcast better, bring the content to you guys at a higher level each and every time. But again, thank you guys for being here. I know you can click on any podcast in the world because I know there's thousands of them, millions of them. But you clicked on mine today and yours today, and you had a great day. Hopefully I was able to provide the topics you wanted to hear. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Always bringing the vibes, always bringing the love. And where that theme song at? Episode 230 or 240, baby. Season 3. We out of here. Lydell Dinero, baby. Where that theme song at? It's right here. It's the best of Bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of Bias. Your Best of Bias.